Substack sells a clean promise: turn your writing into a paid subscription, and the platform only wins when you do. There is real money flowing through it. Writers collectively pull in hundreds of millions of dollars a year. But the headline numbers tell you almost nothing about whether you'll see any of it. The honest question isn't whether anyone makes money on Substack. It's how that money is distributed, what it costs to collect, and how many writers ever clear a wage they could live on. So we took apart the Substack economy. Start with what the platform charges, because that sets the ceiling on everything else. Substack takes a flat 10% of every paid subscription. That gets quoted as if it's the whole cost, but it's only the first layer. Underneath it sits the payment processor. Stripe charges roughly 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction, plus about 0.7% for handling a recurring subscription. Stack those together, and the real bite on a small subscription is closer to 13 to 16%. Run it on a single $10 a month subscriber. Substack takes $1, Stripe takes roughly 60 cents, and the writer keeps around $8.40. That's not a punishing rate, it's competitive with the rest of the creator economy. But it's the easy part of the problem. The hard part is that most writers never get enough paying subscribers for the rate to matter. Here's the number that decides the whole business, and it's the one the platform soft pedals. To make money, you don't just need readers, you need free readers who convert into paying ones. Substack's own guidance tells writers to expect 5 to 10% to go paid and to treat 10% as the goal. Independent analyses of real publications find something very different. The median free-to-paid conversion rate sits around 3%. Only about 1 in 5 publications clears 5%, and anything consistently above 8 is rare enough to be an outlier, not a plan. Niche matters. Focused subjects like technology convert near 8%, while broad general interest writing converts far lower. So the marketed funnel and the real funnel are off by roughly a factor of 3. When your conversion is 3% instead of 10, the free audience you need to hit any income target roughly triples. Now translate conversion into a paycheck, because that's where the dream meets arithmetic. Say you want $50,000 a year, a modest full-time income before tax. At $10 a month, after the cuts, you keep close to $100 per subscriber per year, so you need a little over 500 paying subscribers. That sounds reachable until you run it through the real conversion rate. At 3%, 500 paying subscribers means a free list of roughly 17,000 engaged readers. People who open your emails, not just names on a list. Building that from scratch is a multi-year project most people quit long before they finish. Substack reports around 10,000 publications have crossed 1,000 paying subscribers. Against a platform with tens of thousands of paid writers, the group earning a genuine living wage is a thin slice. And the slice earning real wealth is thinner still. The part the success stories hide, the money is wildly top-heavy. By the platform's own figures, more than 50 authors each earn over $1 million a year from paid subscriptions alone, and the top publications are enormous. The highest earner, a daily politics newsletter, is estimated in the millions of dollars a year by itself. Press Gazette found 52 newsletters, each clearing at least $500,000, together generating more than $40 million. The financial data backs the shape. A small number of top earners capture close to 10% of all money spent on the platform. Hold that against the base. Substack has more than 17,000 writers getting paid, which puts the millionaires well under 0.3% of them. This is not a normal income curve. It's a power law, a handful of winners at the top, a steep cliff, and a long, flat tail where the typical writer lives. The platform's growth story is real, and it's worth being precise about what it proves. Paid subscriptions doubled in 2 years, about 2 million in 2023, 4 million by late 2024, and past 5 million by March of 2025, with more than 1 million added in a single 4-month stretch. Total subscriptions reached around 35 million. But notice the ratio. Only about 5.5% of all subscriptions are paid, the rest are free. So the headline growth is overwhelmingly free readers, with paid conversion lagging well behind. The platform is genuinely getting bigger, and the total pool of writer revenue, around $450 million a year, is real money. But more readers arriving does not move the conversion math. A bigger top of the funnel, at the same low conversion rate, mostly produces a bigger long tail. So what actually divides the writers who clear a wage from the thousands who don't? It's almost never writing quality, and it's rarely the platform's tools. 3 things show up over and over. First, an audience that existed before the paywall. The biggest earners overwhelmingly arrived with a following, a journalist or a known operator readers already trusted enough to pay for. Substack didn't create their audience. It gave them a place to charge it. Second, a niche narrow enough that the reader has a concrete, almost professional reason to pay. That's why technology and finance newsletters convert at multiples of the general interest average. Third, consistency measured in years, not months, because conversion compounds slowly, and the writers who quit at month 6 never reach the volume where the math works. None of those three is a Substack feature. They're the same things that have always separated a paid audience from a hobby. And the platform takes its cut whether you clear the wage line or not. So who actually makes money on Substack? A genuine few make extraordinary money. And the platform leans on those names to recruit everyone else. A modest middle clears a real, livable income, but they're a thin band, and most arrived with an audience or a sharp niche before they switched on payments. The large majority earn a side trickle or close to nothing, not because the platform takes too much, but because they never reach the volume where any take rate matters. So the framework is simpler than the marketing makes it sound. Don't evaluate Substack on its 10% cut. That's the easy, honest part. Evaluate it on one question: can you build, over several years, a few thousand engaged readers in a niche specific enough that around 3 of every 100 will pay you $10 a month? If yes, Substack is a clean, low-friction way to collect that money. If no, the platform is neither the problem nor the solution. You're on the long tail, and no fee structure changes which end of the curve you land on.